Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica. And in today's video, I am collabing with my best friend and sister, Steph. Her channel name, of course, is Not Your Basic Steph, which I will have linked in my description box. But we are creating eye looks with her palette, the Saints, Angels, Sinners Cosmetics and Not Your Basic Steph, Steph's Pier palette. Isn't this so cute? I love the outer packaging. And it also says stylings from Viva You're Pretty or Avita. She does have a channel here on YouTube, which I will link in the description box as well. But I don't know that she does YouTube a whole lot. I think she primarily just does TikTok. But I just think this is so adorable. I love it. It's got some personal touches from Steph on the front, like Steph's life on the front of this, which I think is wonderful. And then we have this absolutely stunning, incredible color story. I mean, look at these beautiful shades. Now, I ordered this palette right when it was released, or right when the pre-order started, I guess I would say, at the end of last summer, I think. And it just took a while for this palette to be formulated. There's a lot of shades in here. And this row down here are these beautiful multi-chrome, kind of like topper shimmer shades. And Darcy, the brand owner, wanted to make sure that the lab got these shades right, because this was a new formula for the lab. And so, it just took a while. But when this arrived last week, I literally had like a dance party in my living room. I was so excited to finally have this. Now, I have used some of these shades before. I didn't film the looks. I just created looks with them and put the pictures that I created of my looks on Instagram, because Darcy, the brand owner, had sent me some samples, but they weren't really film ready. So to finally have the whole palette here, I'm just so excited. I cannot wait to play with this. Now, of course, Steph and I are collabing with this palette today. This is hurting my hand. But I will be creating a 4 looks video with this palette, and that'll be up over the weekend. And all the shades in here, primarily all of them, are shade names that are or names that are very personal to Steph, which I love. And Darcy also threw in some shades names as well. And I do have a shade in this palette, which is very special and very precious to me. It's this shade right here. It's this beautiful green matte, and it's called Nonny, because I am now a Nonny. I'm a grandma. And we hope that my grandson, Wesley, will call me Nonny. But yeah, I mean, this whole thing is just so special to me, and just beautiful color story here, and so many fun, unique, different things you can do with it. And I do know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using the green shades today. Green and pink, I think, is what I'm going to be doing. And of course, I'll go into the shade names more as I'm putting my look together. And basically, I just came up with 12 questions for Steph and I to answer, all about what dreams have come true in our lives, dreams come true, or wildest dreams, something like that. Because I know that this palette is a huge dream come true for my best friend and sister, and she absolutely deserves a palette of her own. Steph is one of the most talented creators here on this platform. And I know she'll say things like, I'm not a professional makeup artist. I think she is a professional makeup artist. She creates absolute magic and art with her eye looks. So talented, so innovative, so dynamic, so creative. I mean, if you have not yet gone to her channel to subscribe, do yourself a huge favor and go subscribe, because she can do things with eyeshadows that I've never seen before, that I would never be able to do. And I just feel very strongly that she absolutely deserved to have her own palette. And I really do hope that she'll continue to create more palettes of her own, because she deserves that, absolutely. And it was my dream come true to see this happen for my best friend and sister. I've been so supportive of this palette since its inception, and just really excited and proud. And I'm gonna get emotional probably, but I'm just really excited for her. And I'm just so thrilled to have this in my possession now, so I can create a look with it. Okay, I know I need to get on with the video. So like I said, I came up with 12 questions for us to answer about dreams, figurative dreams, literal dreams, that sort of thing. Now, I do have my brows done, and both eyelids are primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. So I'm just gonna start getting into this look and answering these questions. Okay, so of course, I will be starting off with this shade right here called Nonny, and putting that in my transition area. The first question is, what's a dream that you've had that has come true? And I would have to say, for me, that would be having my grandson. I mean, I didn't have him, my daughter had him, but you know what I mean? I have a grandson now, a grandchild. And, I've maybe not always wanted to be a grandma, but since my kids have become adults, and of course, since my daughter got married and stuff, I was like, oh, I hope I have a grandchild soon. And I did have a grandchild soon. That was wonderful. My daughter is a type 1 diabetic. And, there is some concern about pregnancies when you are a type 1 diabetic because, your pancreas doesn't work right, doesn't produce insulin and all that stuff. And so there can be difficulties with pregnancies when women have type 1 diabetes. And she takes very good care of herself. And so I wasn't too real worried about it, but still there was some concern about it. And she did have a couple issues during her pregnancy with her insulin and sugars and stuff getting out of whack. And she did have to go into the hospital a couple times to be monitored. But he was a very healthy pregnancy, or she had a very healthy pregnancy with him. And he was born a very healthy, beautiful baby. And he is just the absolute light of my life. And being a grandmother is just such a beautiful, wonderful thing. I'm telling you, it is everything I thought it would be and then some. I mean, of course, being a mother has been wonderful too. Absolutely. It's just with the grandchild, it's all the good stuff. You know what I mean? She's dealing with the hard stuff, like when he won't eat and won't sleep and, that kind of thing, or throws fits, and, she's dealing with it all. But I just get the fun, rosy, cuddly, lovey time with him. And it's just a wonderful relationship that I have with him. He's not quite 2 yet. And I'm just really excited to see how our relationship grows and blossoms over the years. It's going to be really fun. Question number 2, what is a goal that you're still hoping you can accomplish? Well, there's a couple. I really would like to get my master's. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology, and I really would like to at some point get my master's. I don't know. We'll see. And I also really would like to write a book. I have started the book. I don't know, 6, 7 chapters in. I haven't written in it for a long time, but I think the plot is good, and I don't know that I'll ever get it published. I mean, whatever. But just to say I wrote a book would be cool, even if it's just for me to write it. I have had a couple people read it, and they really like it. And there are people that I know, if they didn't like it, they would tell me, they're not just going to say, oh yeah, I love it. And then when I leave the room, go, oh my God, that's horrible. I can trust what they say. And I don't know. I don't know. I've put so much of my extra time and energy into my YouTube channel that I don't really know how I would continue to write that book and do YouTube at the same time. I'd have to maybe slow down on YouTube, but I don't know. So I love that. I love how that looks, but I do want to deepen up the outer V. So I'm going to go into this shade here called Sinner. This shade here called Rock is actually Steph's shade for Dave, her boyfriend, because he is her rock. This one is called Butterfly, and that's for her daughter, Kira. And then we have this shade here that I'll be using in this look today called Poppy, and that's for her dog that passed away. And I met Poppy via video chat, and she was just a wonderful dog and very missed. And then I think I'm also going to use this shade here called Severus too in this look, this beautiful light pink shade. And she has a snake named Severus. Number 3, what is a dream or goal you had for yourself as a child? Well, I really wanted to be an obstetrician, deliver babies when I was younger. Ooh, this is a beautifully pigmented shade. Wowza. That's really what I thought I was going to do with my life, is become an obstetrician. And then, I've mentioned this before, I realized that you have to take a ton of science classes and math classes in order to become a doctor. And math is just not my strong suit. I'm okay in science, sort of. And my mom was a science teacher, and she would always get really irritated with me when I wouldn't get a good grade in science class. She's like, oh, hello. I never had my mom as a teacher, but because I went to the same middle school that she taught at. But yeah, she was always really kind of disappointed in me that science, I didn't do better in science. But yeah, I mean, I just, I kind of realized that was really not going to be what I was going to do with my life, was to become a doctor. No way. Now, my daughter-in-law, my future daughter-in-law, I'm pretty sure. I think they're going to get married. Who knows? I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but I think so. She's actually applying to medical school right now, and I don't know where she's going to end up. I'm hoping not too far away from us, but you never know. It just breaks my heart that my kids move away from me. But anyway, back to my dream as a child. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I had other stuff too. Like, I think at one point I thought about becoming an acrobat, a singer, an actress, you know, that sort of thing. I even thought about like opening my own restaurant, although cooking is not my strong suit either. So it's probably a good thing that I have never done that, because I don't think anybody would want to come to my restaurant. It probably would have closed down shortly after opening. I'm trying to think. I also considered being a bodybuilder for a while. I had a babysitter when I was young who ended up becoming a bodybuilder, and she was awesome. You know, not like freakishly huge like some bodybuilders become. She was more like a, what do they call them, fitness builder or something, fitness type situation, where, you know, they do get pretty big muscles and they go and do like pose downs and stuff, but they're not like super enormous. But I just thought she was so awesome. You know, she was super strong and very well defined, and I just thought her body looked incredible. And I really thought about doing that. I started lifting weights when I was in 8th grade, I think it was. And, you know, got pretty strong. When I was in high school, I could bench, like, I think it was 115 pounds, like, what, 5 times? Did I get up to 10 times? I don't know. I was on the 100-pound club on the wall in the weightlifting room in high school, so that was kind of cool. But then, you know, I just didn't keep pursuing that. I don't know why, I just didn't. And I love this green, dark green shade. It's so pretty, and it's working really well with the Nonny shade. Okay, I'm gonna grab this brush now and go back around and just kind of blend that out a little bit. Number 4, what is the wildest dream you've ever had? Well, I would say as a kid, the wildest dream I ever had was to become an acrobat, and I ended up breaking my arm in pursuit of that. So that fizzled that dream right out. Wildest dream though, in terms of like an actual dream in the night when I'm asleep. Gosh, I'm trying to think. I mean, I've had some pretty weird, bizarre dreams. I used to dream that my mom, after she passed away, was a winged seahorse. And I had a dream one time that my kids and I and my mom's best friend and her daughter, we were all swimming like in a tank at SeaWorld, I think is where it was supposed to be in my mind, in my dream. And my mom all of a sudden shows up as this winged seahorse, like floating through the water, and we could all talk underwater. It's really weird. And I knew it was my mom. I mean, it didn't really look like my mom, but I just knew it was. And she came over to me, and I had on this watch that I needed to wear under the water to like keep track of time, I guess, or like how long we were under the water, I think it was for. And she came up and like attached herself to that watch. And that was it. I woke up and I was like, oh, my mom's a winged seahorse, and she attached herself to my watch. I don't know what any of that meant, but very interesting. I've also had dreams where like there's all this weird stuff going on in my house, like the bathtubs are overflowing, the sinks are overflowing, the stairs are like falling down, and I'm trying to get out the front door and I can't get out, like the door's locked, or I can't reach the door. My feet get stuck in the carpet and I can't reach the door. And I've looked into those dreams, and it's usually like, you know, something chaotic is going on in your life. And so it's kind of like playing out in your dream. And there's some like special meaning to like your house having issues in your dreams too. I think it's just, you know, you're having a chaotic time in your life, which I've had some chaotic times in my life. Absolutely, I have. So anyway, those are kind of the wildest dreams that I can remember having. And I've probably had wilder dreams than that, I'm sure. I love these two shades together. They're absolutely gorgeous. So now for the shimmer shades. I definitely want to put this on my lid. This is called Simply the Best, and this is for Tina Turner, because Tina Turner passed away as this palette was being created. And I love Tina Turner. Steph loves Tina Turner. Darcy loves Tina Turner. So I'll put that on the lid right here. And then I'm going to put Poppy in the middle, and then I'm going to put Severus towards the front of the lid. I thought that would look like a really nice combination. Number 5, do you typically remember your dreams in the morning? No. I mean, every once in a while I will, but it's very rare that I will remember my dreams in the morning. Let me move this out of the way. I've mentioned before that my husband always remembers his dreams in the morning and has to tell me all about them. But yeah, I don't know. I will remember maybe a little bit of my dreams, but then it kind of just fades and I just don't really. Oh, yes, that is absolutely stunning. Very pretty, like kind of tealy green shade. Oh, gorgeous. And it's very metallic looking. Oh, I love it. Yeah, this is simply the best. I love it. Oops, let me get that off my eyelashes. I used to keep a dream journal when I was younger, and I would write down my dreams in my dream journal, but I just don't do that anymore. Probably should start doing that again. Let's see. Number 6, have you ever dreamt you had a superpower? If so, what was it? I have dreamt before that I could fly, but I was in this like flying machine. I didn't have like wings or anything. I dreamt that it was like this like circular little machine that you sit in that was, it kind of looked like a bubble, like a hard plastic bubble that you'd sit in. And then it had like these hand controllers and you could just bring yourself up and down and fly all around, you know, as high as you wanted. And that was a really fun dream. I remember that. That was so cool. And I woke up thinking, man, I'm going to make that machine. I think I was like in grade school when I dreamt that. But I remember thinking like, could I make that? I wonder if I could make that. Never made it, but that was a really cool dream. And then I've also had dreams that I could tell if somebody was lying to me just by looking at them. Like I could like, you know, do this like mind meld on them and be able to know if they were lying to me. I dreamt about that once, I think when I was like in middle school or something. Number 7, what is a dream or goal you've had to let go of? Well, I would say that being super physically active is something that I've kind of had to let go of. I've had 4 back surgeries, and so there's just certain things I just can't do anymore, which is a bummer. I used to run, I used to be on track, and you know, just I was just a lot more physically active than I am now, and it sucks because I just have to be ultra careful of my back all the time. And I don't like that. I don't want to have to be ultra careful of my back all the time. But if I'm not, I have learned my lesson. I've done really dumb things, knowing better, and really screwed my back up. So yeah, I don't want to keep doing that. I know this is looking a little crazy, but I'll get it all nice and together here. So now I'm going to go into Poppy and put that right in the center. Oh my God, this is absolutely stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. And I may actually use my finger too for this because this is kind of a flakier shade. Yeah, I think I will just go in with my finger to put this on because it's just, you know, it's kind of flaky and I want to make sure the flakes get all nice and smushed down. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. It's got this beautiful like hot pink and then kind of like this light pink shift to it too. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love the two of these together. How fun. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've had to let go of. I guess another thing I've had to let go of is just seeing my mom age into old age. I mean, she was only 72 when she passed away, you know, and I don't know, I was really hoping, I guess, that I would see her age, you know, more than she did. It's been really hard to know that that was it for her, 72. And she did live a very full life, I would say, but I do feel like her journey was cut short, and that sucks to know that, you know, to know that she just didn't get to live as long as I wish she could have lived for, you know, sucks. But that's life, and you don't get to pick when someone else leaves the earth. You know, you just don't get to do that. Number 8, where in the world would your dream vacation be? Well, I would love to vacation with Steph. Like, I'd love to go to the UK and vacation there. That would be so fun. Steph is originally from the Isle of Wight, which I had never really, I mean, I think I had heard of it before, but didn't really know much about it when I first met her. And so I've learned a lot about the Isle of Wight because, you know, we're best friends now. So, and, you know, like her mom and some of her other family members still live on the Isle of Wight. And so they'll come over and visit Steph. And I've talked with them a little bit about it too. And, you know, it's just really cool. So that's where I would love to vacation. And when my son and his girlfriend were home for the holidays, Steph had sent them some Christmas gifts, some chocolate bars. And so we were chatting about the Isle of Wight, and Braden's like, Mom, we got to go there. We got to go there like as a family. So I think that's what we're going to do at some point, is just all of us go to the Isle of Wight. That would be so wonderful. And now I want to go into Severus and put that towards the front of both lids. Number 9, what would your dream home look like? Because the house I live in is not my dream home. I mean, it's fine, but at some point we will move. And I'm kind of looking forward to that, actually, because there's things that should probably be like fixed up in this house, like updated. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. It's like, you know, light pink, but it's got this beautiful light gold in it too. Oh, so fun. Oh, I love this. This is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. But I would love to have a huge front porch on my house. We don't have a front porch really. I mean, we have like a slab of concrete, but I would love like a wraparound porch, you know, so that I could sit out when it's hot outside, like in the early evenings, sipping my lemonade and rock in a rocking chair with my grandson. Oops, let me spray this a little bit. I think that would be so amazing to have that. And also a nice yard for my grandchildren to play in. And, you know, I want to get a dog and that sort of thing. The inside of the house, I mean, I don't know. I would just like for it to be big enough to where when my family comes for visits, they can all stay with me. That would be wonderful, even though they may prefer to just stay in a hotel. You never know. But I would love that. I like kind of like old-fashioned-y looking furniture and stuff like that. Like kind of country old-fashioned, I don't know. So I'd love to have furniture like that. I do not have furniture like that now. You know, we just got stuff that the kids could kind of beat up because I didn't want to spend a ton of money on furniture and have them ruin it. Because teenagers ruin your stuff, okay? They do. Oh, I love this color combo. That is so beautiful. It's so shifty across the lid. I do, though, think I'm going to go into Simply the Best with my finger and just kind of smush that on right here, too. You know, just, I don't know, just a nice house where people feel comfortable. I mean, that's really what I like, is the homey, comfortable. I don't really like the stark, sleek, metal, you know, harsh environment, you know, like some people have houses that are like very, oh, I don't know how to describe it. They're just like industrial looking kind of, you know, like they built these condos over by where I live, and we went in and toured them when they first built them, and they're just all like metal and, you know, gray and like cement slabs for the countertops and just very like, and I thought, that's not warm and fuzzy to me. I want warm and fuzzy. That's what I want. I'm going to go back into center and just add a little bit of that green matte back and kind of try to take the edge of that shimmer off. Number 10, are you a daydreamer? Yes, I would say I'm not as much of a daydreamer now as I was when I was like younger in school. I would sit at my desk and just kind of space off and think about lots of other stuff other than being at school sometimes. And I would get in trouble for it. Like, stop daydreaming. I remember that being on one of my report cards. My teacher wrote, Erica is too much of a daydreamer. Geez, lighten up a little bit. But yeah, I do catch myself daydreaming. Like sometimes at work, like, I don't know, I'll start thinking about stuff and I'll start daydreaming, but not so much as when I was a kid, I wouldn't say. Number 11, how often do you wake up feeling that your dream was real? That's happened to me a few times. I've actually dreamed that like Paul, my husband, like cheated on me, and I woke up thinking feeling like he had, and you know, like he was up before me, and I remember he was downstairs drinking coffee, and I came downstairs. I'm like, thanks a lot, asshole. He's like, what? And I'm like, well, I had a dream that you cheated on me. And I think you did. He's like, okay, that is absolutely ridiculous. No, I did not. And I've, you know, had that happen with other boyfriends and stuff. And then like told them that I dreamt that. And they were like, okay. Although those guys actually did cheat on me. I have picked some doozies for boyfriends. Okay. I have every guy except for Paul that I've ever been with has cheated on me. Oh, barf. But yeah, I've had dreams where I thought, you know, that had happened. Or I don't know, just other dreams that I woke up thinking, did I do that? Did that really happen? I remember one time I did have a dream that I was naked in a supermarket. I have had that dream before. And I woke up wondering, it's like, Was I? Oh my God. The last question here is number 12. What is a dream you have for the world? Oh boy, I have a lot of dreams for the world. A lot of dreams. I've mentioned in another video that I would love to have a cure for cancer. I would love for that to happen. My dad's currently dealing with cancer, and it's just not fun at all. It's awful. And I just feel like with all the advances that have been made in the medical world, why can they not cure cancer? It just... I also wish that there was a cure for AIDS. Absolutely. I wish that ignorance would vanish and that people would love one another and treat each other with the same consideration that they would like for themselves. I understand that we are different, but we're also have a lot of similarities. And I think what happens a lot of times is we get so hung up on what's different in each other that then it's like we just refuse to see eye to eye because we're different. Well, so what? So what? I mean, if we were all the same, how boring would life be, you know? And I just wish that people could be more accepting and more loving and more able to like just see people's lives for their own unique experience and accept it at that and not try to... I see so many people trying to like change people to be more like they want them to be. And I just don't agree with that at all. I don't agree. And I don't know. I mean, I could spend an entire day talking about this stuff. And I do quite often spend an entire day talking about this kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. And I know that, you know, we don't all see eye to eye. I understand that. You know, we don't all have to see eye to eye, but man, we could be a lot nicer to one another and we could love one another and put a lot of our petty differences aside and just be together, just be together. And I don't mean to sound like kumbaya and everybody get out your Bic lighters and wave them back and forth, but I do. I wish that people could just be kinder and more loving and more accepting of one another. That's a huge dream I have for the world. So I am pretty much done with this look. There is a couple things I want to just kind of spiff up off camera. Of course, I'll do my lower lash lines, the rest of my face and stuff, and then I'll come back. But I am already, one use of this palette, I'm madly in love with it already. This is the finished look, and I just love how this look turned out. I loved all the shades that I pulled together to create this look today, and I cannot wait to continue to play with this palette. Like I mentioned, I will be creating a 4 looks video with this palette over the this week, and then it should be up over the weekend, I would assume. And I mean, it's just so wonderful to finally have this palette in my collection. This is such a dear and special palette in my collection. Of course, I'll show it to you again and talk to you about the shades that I used. But let me show you just a few things I put on my face for my finished look. For my lower waterlines, I used the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade, what is this? Good Reef. I just thought the pink would look nice with the greens. I don't really always love pinks in my lower waterlines or lower lash lines, but in combo with the greens, I really do like it. And then for my upper lid liner, I used the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in Ultra Black. Again, this is super cheap and works so well. And then for my mascara, I did use the Gosh Cosmetics from Catchy Eyes. No, the Catchy Eyes mascara from Gosh Cosmetics. Let's rewind that. That Makeup by PW sent to me, and I love this mascara. So now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. Saints, Angels, Sinners in collaboration with Not Your Basic Steph, Steph's Pier palette. This was an amazing experience, as I knew it would be. This shade here, Nonny, is probably the favorite shade that I used today in terms of the mattes. The center shade was beautiful too, but I am a little bit partial to that shade, of course. And then the 3 shimmer shades that I used, Simply the Best, so beautiful and metallic, adhered beautifully to the lid. This shade here called Poppy, which I think worked better with my finger. It's a little bit... I don't know how to describe it, kind of flaky, maybe a little bit chunkier, like, you know, like you get a good chunk of the shimmer on your lid, then you just kind of smush it across your skin. That's how it worked best for me. And then this shade here called Severus is absolutely stunning. Light pink, but with a beautiful light gold shift to it. And then I use this shade right here called B as my inner corner shade, this beautiful flippy. It's got like, I don't know, pink, green, I don't know, maybe some gold in there too. And then I just use a combination of these two mats on my lower lash lines together. And I just loved it. Loved everything about how everything worked that I used for this look today. And I'm just really looking forward to really diving into this palette, really playing with the shades, creating different looks, different color combinations for you guys this week as I continue to use this. And of course, I'll continue to use this palette after this week as well. I will probably do a couple of videos, maybe 3, 4, who knows, of multiple looks videos with this palette. Because of course I want to give this a ton of love and give my best friend and sister a ton of love too. I cannot wait to see what shade Steph used out of this palette for her look for this collab video, and also listen to her answers to the questions. I'm sure this palette will be mentioned as part of her dreams. I'm sure. I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. And I know I'm probably making you guys nauseous by saying this a million times. I don't care. I mean, I don't want to make you nauseous, but I have to say this again. I am so happy and so proud of Steph, and she deserved this palette, absolutely deserved it. And I hope that she'll continue to produce more palettes because, like I mentioned, super talented, super creative. She deserves so much love and so much recognition for how awesome she is with her makeup looks. And she is such a dear, precious best friend and sister to me. And so just to be able to see all this finally come together, to see people getting their palettes and filming with them and stuff, it's just so fun. And I'm really happy that Steph wanted to collab with me. You know, the first time I used this palette on my channel and have it be a collab with her. It's very special. This video may be the most special video I have ever created thus far on my channel. I would love to know if you guys picked up this palette, if you've used it yet, and what you think of it. We can chat about that in the comment section. I'm not sure if Steph's Pier palette is still available on the Saints Angels Center's website, but I'll have a link to the website in the description box, and go check it out. And if it is, highly recommend picking it up because it is an absolutely stunning, stellar quality palette, beautiful color story, shades, all that stuff. You have so many fun, wonderful things in this palette you can play with. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I would love to chat with you guys there. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.